Hi there, I'm SuNN, your friendly Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. Welcome to my monthly paper pumpkin alternative video on my YouTube channel and blog. I share 5 alternative ways to use the kit in this video, and I sell the products I feature as well. I hope you enjoy my free video tutorial and would love to see you sign up with me as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Visit sunstampin.com for more information. This month's Paper Pumpkin kit is called So Cool. It is for the month of April 2021. Inside the box, we have a Bermuda Bay Stampin' Spot. We have a photopolymer stamp set that has a popsicle image, a watermelon image, and 6 different sentiments. Stampin' Up is promoting their Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper, and while I show you this particular paper, I want to remind you that I have registration open for the annual catalog products, paper embellishments, and ribbons. For all Canadians, you're welcome to sign up. I will put the link in the description box below. Here's the instruction sheet of the Paper Pumpkin for April. It tells you how to put it together yourself. And then it comes with these sticker sheets, and they had suggested to put these as, you know, envelope stickers or whatever. But I will show you at the very end of the video, the bonus material for this video, what I do with them. So we have 5 different alternatives today. And this one starts off with a whole bunch of different colors. I'm starting off with inking up a small piece of basic white paper with my Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to color it now with my Blends alcohol markers. The colors I use are Old Olive, Bermuda Bay, and Blackberry Bliss. I'm just quickly showing you here how I color. I always try to give you an up-close version in case you're interested, but I also speed it up in case you're not interested. I also, for this particular card, I used the negative parts of the paper that comes in the kit, where you actually punch out the labels. So I'm going to make a mask out of them. So this particular piece of paper, and I'm going to use my frog tape. Frog tape I've gotten from, if you're in Canada, we have a Rona. I've also seen it at Home Hardware as well. So I neutralize the stickiness just on my arm, and also, you know, it's good for at-home waxing. I'm joking, it's delicate tape, it won't rip your skin. But so I'm making this little mask, and I also taped down my card just so it wouldn't move, and I also wanted to tape off the back side of the card. Now I don't know why I didn't see the yellow color when I looked at the coordinating Stampin' Up colors on the back of that instruction sheet. It does say Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Old Olive, and Terracotta Tile. And for whatever reason, I didn't read Bumblebee. So I'm using Mango Melody, which I think is kind of a happier color too. So, and also if you don't have Bumblebee, you could also in a pinch put in crushed curry, because I think that was the debate whether I was going to go with sort of a purpley yellow, or sorry, a orangey yellow, or a like crushed curry. So I ended up going with Mango Melody because I like it. So I am basically just very lightly using my blending brush. You could use a sponge here as well, or a makeup brush, or whatever you got. Or you don't have to do anything of this sort either. You could probably trace it if you wanted. But I wanted to sort of just have a little background. And I also, when I think about doing these alternatives, I think, okay, well, I don't usually do the alternatives until the end of the month. So what happens if people really got excited and did all of their cards, or most of them? So I always try just to use the stamp set or maybe some pieces that you wouldn't normally think to use. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just softly coloring in a circle. Sometimes I leave the middle open. One thing to note too is to try to pick, if you're going to do something like this, when you're masking over very lightly with your blending brushes, to try not to do like a purple and a green. You might want to do orange and green instead, or blue and green and purple and blue. You would want to stick kind of in the same rainbow color if you get what I'm putting down here. And the one other thing that kind of bugs me is that the white in the paper pumpkin kit is not the same white as basic white paper or even our old Whisper white paper. Sadly, it's a weird off-white color. And when you put it onto my basic white card bases, it really is glaringly obvious that there are two different whites. So if I wanted to use this label, which I did, and it comes in the kit, I just sponged it a different color. So that's the reason why I did that. So I removed my masking tape here, my frog tape here, and now I am going to put dimensional adhesive behind my popsicle rectangle and then pop that on the front of the card. And it was funny because I blew some, I don't know, dust or something off of the thing, and then there goes my label almost off the desk, so I had to fetch it straight away. And then I realized I forgot to put the sentiment on. I'm horrible for that. So I put adhesive on the rectangle first, and then I was able to put the sentiment on. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 has us using a Slimline card. I believe the dimension of a Slimline card is 6 by 8.5, and then we score the 6-inch side at 3.5. So that's our middle piece, and then I have a rectangle just small than that. So it would have been 3.25 by 8.25. And these are all basic white thick card. So, and this is me lazy masking. I just have a little extra piece of paper here. And as I stamp my popsicles, I wanted to put some in behind and then some towards the front. And as you can see here, I have a few Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, and I have full set syndrome, and this is not even my full set. But what I wanted to do is play around with mixing different colors, but with also staying within the colors of the kit. So that one I first put down was Pool Party and Bermuda Bay in the middle. And then I just kind of got weird. I just went with Ever. So this is a new pink. This is an in color pink. It's called Polished Pink. It's one of our new in colors. Super happy that I got to pick up the in colors first. And I do have an in color club right now that will get you for the next 5 months all of the in colors and all of the things. So if you have full set syndrome like myself, but want to only spend a certain amount every month, this club is for you. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube, and also one on my blog if you're watching this on my blog. No pressure, and you can join at any time. So I did play around with a whole bunch of different colors. I think I screwed up with that Old Olive Bermuda Bay one. It kind of got weird on me, but I wasn't going to worry about it. I oftentimes don't put coloring into my videos because I think I'm going to bore everybody, because coloring is coloring, right? But some folks have told me that they like to watch because they like to learn how to utilize these pens, and they're not hard. You only have two colors, light and dark. It's not like a Copic medium where you have many different colors. These ones they've made it very, very simple for you. When you buy them, you come to light and dark, and I like to lay down the dark first, and then I will run sort of blend it over with the light. I think if I had more than two colors, I probably would go opposite. This is a brand new Wink of Stella, and I pushed on the push button too much, and I stabbed to shake it around, and I got some drops of Wink of Stella, which I am not unhappy about. There was a lot of wink going on here, so it did kind of cover up that weird one that I... Maybe I should stamp another popsicle and put it over top of that one. That one seems to be a little bit too dark. But anyway, if I was to do this card again, I would probably not do Old Olive and Bermuda Bay in one coloring. So what I did was I took some of the splotches and I shared them with all the rest of the popsicles. And then here I am trying to make the splatter again, and it just really wouldn't work very well. I was squeezing, and I'm like, I'm going to have another accident. So I ended up just dotting some Wink of Stella dots around the card, and my accident turned out to be a happy accident because you all know that I really like the Wink of Stella. So I don't know what's happened with my finger dauber here, but I have a lot of sponge, and I've never had that before. So I'm trying to very daintily sponge the edges. I just want a difference between the card base and the card front. And I figured I would go with cinnamon cider because it was brown and there wasn't any other browns that I was using other than cinnamon cider. So I kind of like the old aged look. Anyway, I didn't want all that Wink of Stella over my desktop, so I put it on my card base first, put the dimensional adhesive down, and then flipped it over, and there it is. I've stamped "You Are So Cool" as the sentiment, put some dimensional adhesive behind it. I really wanted to make this the center, so I just measured right in the center at about 4 1/4, and then the sentiment goes over those 3. So actually my weird colored one doesn't look so bad, but boy, oh boy, does that Wink of Stella make everything look sweet. Card number 3 has us with using this kind of weird kiwi fruit popsicle. I would never probably put that fruit in a popsicle, maybe, I don't know, or certainly not looking like that. Anyway, so I used the side that doesn't have any kiwi on it, just the blank card, and I'm going to sponge my own colors. So I used Mango Melody, Granny Apple Green, then I went back in with a little bit of yellow and, blended the two. I went Bermuda Bay, and then I, blended a little bit with the green. And then I went in with a darker blue, Pacific Point, and which doesn't have any bearing on any of the colors that are used in this kit. I just wanted that color. And then I taped off the bottom, the popsicle stick, and I added Blackberry Bliss. And then I used cinnamon cider for the popsicle stick. So, and I'm using a non-porous surface. You see how colored it got, but at least that's not on my desk. Wiped everything up, washed my fingers, made sure. That's one of the biggest tips I could say after doing something like that. You just never know where you got ink. and you want to make sure that your hands are clean. So it doesn't really make a difference with this card because does everybody remember Gorgeous Grunge? So that was a stamp set that sort of had a whole bunch of splotches like this. Really loved it. And I had fun recreating that with two colors, Old Olive and Bermuda Bay. I knew that this popsicle was only going to fit sideways, so I made sure that it was the angle that I wanted before I put the sentiment down. And if I was to do this card again, I wouldn't put these splotches in on the popsicle. I went one step too far on this one, I feel. But you know what? Everyone's human. I don't know. They just don't serve a purpose to me. I did some Wink of Stella on the popsicle stick, and then I squeezed a little bit of the liquid out onto a stamp block, and then I flicked it on my popsicle. I just didn't want to ruin my lovely blending here, but I did want to add that sugary vibe. So that's what I'm doing right here, just flicking on some of the Wink of Stella liquid. This is probably why I go through Wink of Stella so often. Card number 4, we are using watercolor pencils and just plain, this is basic white card base. I'm stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm trying to create randomness on the page. I don't have any masking here, but I will come in a few minutes and do some lazy man's masking. I definitely wanted this to have that random vibe, and oftentimes if you want a pattern to look more random, you go off the page. So I went off the page here, and then I put a little piece of paper here, and then I masked off that back card, and I continued to stamp some of the edges. So I have Stampin' Up watercolor pencils, but I also have a plethora of colored pencils, I think the Americans call it. We call them pencil crayons. I know it doesn't make any sense, and it's okay because I'm Canadian and we can get away with it. This card doesn't have to be used with watercolor pencils. You could definitely use your pencil crayons with this. You could use whatever color medium you want, actually. I did want to have some of them be, I wanted 2 different colored choices here. So I went in with a yellow and sort of like that granny apple green color. I think this was like Twisted Lime or Limeade. I can't remember what this one's called, but that pencil is really short. I'm going to have to get some new ones anyway. And then the other darker green was just garden green. So and they also have different color watermelon flash. So the dark green got the real red and the light green got Flirty Flamingo. So here I'm going in with the most magical pen ever. This is called a blender pen, and I don't know what's in it. It's magic liquid, and it smooths out watercolor and pencil crayon or colored pencils, the markings. So you can see how lovely this scratching of my coloring with the pencil crayons, or sorry, the watercolor pencils. And then here I go over with this lovely magic pen, and it smooths everything out. It's delightful. You'll see the big difference here with the real red and the Flirty Flamingo. Now, once again, I have sped this up because I don't want to bore you, but at the same time, I do like to demonstrate these stamping or, you know, creative art supplies basically, and how to utilize them in a way that maybe you haven't seen before, or maybe you have seen and just forgot. That's a lot of comments that I get in the comments below. A lot of folks say, oh, hey, I haven't pulled that out in a while. So hopefully this jogs your memory, or if you're new to stamping, you will see how fantastic some of these products are. So this is called a blender pen, and it's clear magic liquid inside. It's really affordable. I think you get 3 when you buy them. You get a set of 3. They have 2 nibs. And yeah, they've got magic inside. It's almost like the Wink of Stella, only different. But you can see how they smooth it out, right? So the one thing that does drive me a little nuts about using watercolor pencils or pencil crayons coloring images is that there's like this film that gets over top of all the black lines. So right now I'm going in with my Stampin' Right marker, the black color, and I'm just going over the seeds to darken them up. I have Bermuda Bay here, and I am stamping with the sentiment that says, hey there. And then this is how I often do most of my matting. I'm not very good at measurements, so I eyeball it all the time. So I cut down the piece that I want, I stick it to another bigger piece, and then I just cut down and eyeball everything. So I know I have a lot of people have asked me, can you give me the measurements? No, because they're probably off. Anyway, that is the sentiment. I always make sure that I spend a minute or 2 making sure that's nice and straight, because simple cards like these sometimes are the most difficult. And if things are uneven, they will become glaringly noticeable. All right, this is the last and final card. However, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I will show you how I utilized these stickers. Stampin' Up! Suggested that you could use them for your envelopes. That is not what I'm doing with them. Here in this card, this is a basic white thick card base, and I have that the Mango Melody, and I am just softly sponging, and I'm going to stick my sun right there. And then I thought I would utilize a few more stickers. So this is the rainbow sticker, and then that little strip came from a envelope that I tore apart. And and then a little bit more of that Bermuda Bay that you saw me use in the last card. So I did do a whole bunch of cards using those stickers. So again, just stay tuned to the end of the video. It's a nice long video so that you can enjoy. I'm not going to talk you all the way through it, but I will say this. I had a lot of fun creating with the stickers, and I used a stamp set called Pansy Punch from it's new actually. You can't get it yet, but May the 4th will come soon enough, and you will be able to get all of the things. And that reminds me again to remind you, Canadians, as you're watching, if you would like to be a part of my product share, please click the link below. I would love to have you. And I'm also, like I said, I'm also doing a in color share. So over 5 months, you'll get all of the in colors and all of the things that go with the in color. So it's a nice way of getting everything. Anyway, thank you so very much for watching, and I feel like I've been talking for a really long time, so I'm going to sign off. I'll leave you with some music to enjoy the bonus material. So again, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.